First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honor to the elders Great Millstone, and salutation to all you Akim on the highways and byways who teaching this truth sincerely. Let me just make sure my brightness, what's the settings at? Display 30 minutes. Yep. This is a future prophecy, that's coming to pass. Nuke showdown. Russia threatens to wipe out the entire U.S. with just 4 Satan 2 missiles. And chilling warning over Ukraine. In footage from Russia's flagship propaganda show, a member of Russia's parliament boasted about the nation's military might, before also labeling 2 million Ukrainians as incurable. Go down. The lawmaker claimed that 2 of Russia's Sarmat Satan 2 missiles would destroy the entirety of the America's East Coast, before adding it would take just 2 missiles for the West Coast as well. 4 missiles and there will be nothing left. But the Lord is not even going to send only 2 though. He's going to send more than just 2. They think the mushroom cloud will be taller than a high rise. That mushroom cloud will be visible from Mexico, said Zaravelev. Standing at the colossal height of a 14-story tower block, 208-ton RS-28 Sarmat missile, also known as the Satan 2 missiles, capable of striking targets at almost 16,000 miles per hour. The world-ending nuke can also carry 15 warheads and has the potential to obliterate in an area the size of UK in a single blast. So the UK is not safe, the mother of all Babylon, right? Talking about UK, Putin's after NATO, the beast also, it says, shoot at her, spare no arrows. So there's going to be missiles flying all over the place in the sky, but majority of them are going to be hitting America. Putin cronies have claimed the Russian military could have as many as 50 Sarmat missiles in their arsenals, and have even bizarrely threatened to use them to drown the UK in a radioactive tsunami. Each of the Sarmat missiles, 15 nuclear warheads, are over 100 times more powerful than a nuclear bomb dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki too. So 15 of these are 100 times more stronger than the ones that you dropped in World War II. How do you... And they're missiles, they're not bombs, because with the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, fat boy and little... fat man, little boy, it's little man, it's something like those names, big man, little boy. They had to drop them out of a plane. They couldn't shoot them down. They couldn't launch them over here, because at that time they didn't have nuclear missiles. So lucky. But at the time they didn't have nuclear missiles. They had nuclear bombs. What you needed is someone to push them off the plane. So now they have missiles. You could just launch them from silos. Each of the Sarmat missiles, 15 nuclear warheads. All right, let me go down. Russian dictator Vladimir Putin has also said that his Satan 2 missiles can break through all modern anti-missile defenses. So what did he just say? So no missile defense system is going to save you. They're so fast they can go right through them. Esau knows his time is up. America is not going to escape World War III. However, while these thing kind of threats have become increasingly common. See, look at Esau trying to normalize it. Like, come on. On the Russian propaganda show, since the invasion of Ukraine, the risk of mutually assured destruction undercuts much of the danger, as well as threatening to wipe out the United States with their nuclear capabilities. The unsettling conversation also covered the crisis in Ukraine, as the host repeated the Nazification theme of Russia's invasion, describing them as incurable. Zaravelev stated that 2 million Ukrainians should be denazified, which means to be destroyed. So, you know, Ukraine has Nazis, you know, and as the host repeated the Nazification theme, Russian dictator, so it's coming, you know, that America is almost on its way out of here. Jeremiah 15:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? Who's the hammer of Esau? Babylon. He always going to other countries, not minding his business. So like, let me just swipe through this. Jeremiah 15. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? And broken. How is the Babylon become a desolation among the nations? So like, look at it. Not only that, it's not only gonna get wiped out off the face of the earth, but look at it now. It's like an old house building up mold. Like, see, it's deteriorated from the inside out. The gas prices are going up, right? The infrastructure is terrible. They're $1 trillion in debt. Joe Biden's still sending stimulus packages to Ukraine. He's talking about getting rid of the Second Amendment from these mass shootings that's happening. This country is on its way out of here. The food shortage is coming. Food prices are rising, hyperinflation. So like, there's a lot happening in this country. It's about to become a third world country. People are gonna be in shock when that happens. America, impossible. Now look, it's gonna be falling. It was never a good country to begin with. The only reason why people like it, you can do whatever you want without no problem at all. But it's gonna be complete, total anarchy. It's gonna live up to his name, freedom. You're gonna be able to freely do whatever you. It's gonna be when these blackouts hit, man. People are gonna lose their mind. People are gonna be stealing, breaking into people's homes. People are gonna be crying, panicking. Like, this is gonna happen all across the board. You see my video still recording? All right. I'm gonna get Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Behold, I'll stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. They're not listening to they don't want to hear no deals. They're not even dealing with their allies are in the EU, right? Europe, Britain, and Germany. They're cutting off gas and oil lines to them too now. They say, you know what, we don't care. They're title, if America's gonna sanction us, we're gonna sanction you guys. So now they're going after everybody, because of America, and which is gonna turn into when everybody's gonna turn an eye on America, saying this is your fault. You're messing with Britain's or whatever their interests, right? You're messing with Europe's interest by sanctioning Russia. So now we're gonna have to nuke. Now we're gonna have to like side with Russia. This going into the beast shall hate the whore. You know. And the tin horn which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn with fire. So this is coming. These nations, it goes into, okay, let's get into why, like, this point is already building up, if you see what's going on. I just read that the beast shall hate the whore. And what is America's allies? The beast system, talking about NATO and EU, right? Germany, major. Germany, Spain, France, Britain. I can just look. I can just get it. Let's get. How many countries are in NATO? 30 members. Sweden, Finland, right? Turkey's but wait, let's read this. This seems interesting. So talking about, I was just reading. I'm just skimming through it, trying to see if there's anything on it. But there's nothing really to look on. But I just named a couple of allies in NATO. You know, Russia sanctioning Russian is sanctioning Europe. EU says harshes Russian sanction targeting oil and insurance sanctioning. Yep. Russia cuts gas supplies to the Netherlands and firms in Denmark and in Germany. So he's cutting gas. I'm not gonna read all of it, but Russia's further cut off further. So he's been doing it, but he's doing more. He's cutting off more gas supplies to Europe after state energy giant Gaz turned off the taps to a top Dutch trader and halted flows to some companies in Denmark and Germany. EU leaders said the ban would immediately impact 75% of Russian oil imports, rising to 90% by the end of the year. Gazprom extended its gas cuts on Tuesday by stopping supply to Gazprom, which buys and trades gas on behalf of the Dutch government. So Putin is getting, cutting Germany and Russia once we're close allies with trading gas and oil. Now look at them. They're distant and apart. Because of America, right? And you think this is not going to affect Germany? Just these gas cuts, you know? Um, and then you got to deal with this. All these everything that's happening in America is Russia's getting tired of America, right? Gas prices are going up for America. So is Joe Biden even going to be able to defend Taiwan from China? President Joe Biden has yet again stated that if China attacked Taiwan to reunify what Beijing sees as a renegade providence with the mainland, the United States would come to Taiwan military defense. White House staff has again followed up these off-the-cut presidential comments with a clarification that in fact strategic ambiguity remains American policy. Somewhat oxymoronically, the United States seeks to be crystal clear about being intentionally unclear about what we would do. This country, yeah, I'm telling you, man. This place is finished. Everybody, Joe Biden's confused. America's confused. It says somewhat oxymoronically, the United States seeks to be crystal clear about being intentionally unclear about what we would do. So, like, they don't, the evacuated British policy just before World War I on whether London would come to Paris's aid should France be attacked. The goal is to avoid emboldening Taiwan to provoke China, even as we try to deter China in the event it does feel provoke. Quite the balancing act. But here's the railroad saying we would defend Taiwan militarily does not mean we could do so successfully. These doctrinal debates over strategic ambiguity versus strategic clarity seem strangely disconnected from the military reality. America's policy of strategic ambiguity was born during the Cold War, when it was a simple fact that the United States enjoyed overall military dominance against China in the waters and airways of the Western Pacific, even though Taiwan was 100 miles from China and thousands of miles from the United States. The U.S. dominance in advanced air and naval weaponry meant that we almost surely could have come to Taiwan's defense and prevailed, given China's dramatic military modernization of recent times. The situation is now much more complex. Yeah, so like Esau can't fight. Esau's a coward. He'll fight people when you have sticks and stones. You live in little huts, but he can't fight you when you have the same. Esau's not a Esau's a he's a loser. See, it's getting complicated. We're equally matched now. So back there we could bully them. And the author or whoever wrote this article, and their words saying back then we could easily bully them. Now it's kind of difficult because, they have the same technology as us. Weaponry meant that we almost surely could have come to Taiwan's defense and prevailed, given China's dramatic military modernizations of recent times. The situation is now much more complex. Recent analysis that I have done at Brookings indicates that, especially for certain types of blockade scenarios by which China might seek to squeeze Taiwan's submission, the United States and its allies might still win a war in which they sought to break the blockade, but we also might lose it. See, what American needs to just mind his business. You're giving money to what is that country now? Ukraine, right? Trying to give money, stimulus packages to Ukraine. You're trying to fight another war, Taiwan, China, and you also got to deal with Iran and North Korea. Like you actually divided North Korea and South Korea, and and now look at you, bro. Like you are really on a roll, man. You have me making more enemies than allies. And that's not a good thing. And it's gonna happen, man. This is just a matter of time. Russia said all it needs is 4 missiles and it can destroy this entire country. But But that's just Russia saying that. But the other countries who don't like America, they're also going to send missiles. So how much more? So like this country's going to be powder, powder. Little particles, little sand. It's gonna be like the desert. It's gonna be like the beach. Let's get a picture of the desert. It's gonna be. This is America. This is America coming up, right? This is America. No one's gonna be telling the difference. Look at this place. You're gonna have camels. There you go. Damn, this looks like a nice spot. It's all hot over here, man. I'm actually feeling they're gonna have camels just chilling. But this is it. This is gonna be America in a couple of years. You know, all these crimes. You have to pay for it. This land got to burn up a fire, and it's needful. Like you can't say it's not unless you're Edomite. Like unless you're like a psychopathic liar, like Esau and denial. Um, get one more scripture. Jeremiah 15. Let me get the whole chapter. Jeremiah 15 and 15 and Okay, I'm gonna 15:9. Jeremiah 15:9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. They shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as a mighty expert man, and none shall return in vain. What did Russia say? I have 4 missiles that can destroy his entire country. America trying to downplay it like he was just joking. Like, no, this country's gonna be wiped off the face of the earth. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, or ye destroyed my heritage. So what they did to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, you have to pay for that. You pushed you nearly wiped out the so-called Native Americans. You subject slavery to Judah. You Hispanics got pushed out of to Mexico. You actually raped